Hello and welcome. I am Cy. Normally do health videos and reviews about great products. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a website in WordPress, a WordPress website. The prerequisite is you already have to have a cPanel, which means you have to have hosting. So as long as you have those details, then we can get started. And that being said, I will make another video on how to get hosting and how to get started with having a domain if you need to know those things. So without further ado, let's go ahead, if you've got a cPanel, and get a website up real quick. Okay, so right now we're just looking at a blank screen. I'm going to go ahead and type the domain in so you can see that it's not up yet. So I just typed in kittyann.com, and you can see this just says not secure. Basically, kittyann.com is not available. Okay, so that means that that's because I have this domain. So let's go ahead and go to WordPress. We're just going to download WordPress right now. You can go to Get WordPress on WordPress.org or GetWordPress.org download, and all you're going to do is you're just going to download the latest version of WordPress. You can see it's downloading right there, and I see it's WordPress 6.1.1, and we're going to go to our cPanel, and in your cPanel you're going to find a file manager like this one right here. Okay, so now we are inside the cPanel in the file manager, and we are just going to go to the public HTML. And you can see there's all of these in here, and you can just delete all of those if you want to. Just highlight them, and you can just go ahead and then delete all of those. Okay, I'm going to confirm I want to delete those. And then we are going to go ahead and upload our WordPress zip. So I'm just going to say upload, and then I'm going to go back to my WordPress zip. I'm going to put it directly on there like that. And now it is uploading. And so this is just going to take a second here, and we'll wait for it. And we'll go back to our file manager area where we were before, and we're going to extract this. So we just highlight it, going to click on extract, and we're going to extract it to the public HTML. So we'll just put a / after the HTML and extract files. Okay, and we can close this up, and now you can see we've got the files in here. I'm going to go ahead and delete the zip file, and we're going to go into here, and now I'm going to highlight all of these files here. Okay, highlighting them all at once by pressing Command and then clicking on all of them, and we are going to move them. And I'm going to move them up one level, so I'm going to say to move them. And it's going to, right now you can see they're in WordPress, but we don't want them in WordPress. We want them in our public HTML, just like we originally extracted the files to. So we're going to move those files with public HTML / and we're going to go up one level. Now you can see we've got all our files in here. This is the original folder. We're going to go ahead and delete that since it's already empty now because we moved all of our files. So now you can see we've got all of our files here. And now we are going to create a database. So I'm going to just go back to our cPanel. We're going to create a database. And how we're going to do that is going to MySQL databases. And we're going to create a database. Let's keep it real simple. We'll just say WP, and that's going to be our WordPress database. We're going to create it. And then we're going to keep this information though in a document. And I'm going to add this information here so that we know what we have. This is our database, so we'll go ahead and call it database. We're going to also go back to here, and we're going to create a user. So we're going to add the new user, and we're going to call that the same thing. And let's go ahead and do a password generator. I'm going to hide this from you, so just give me a second here. I use the password generator, and then I just copy the password into a document, and then I confirmed that I copied it in. It'll be very simple just to get that walkthrough, but now you can't see what the password is. So I'm going to go ahead and create user. Okay, and then I'm going to go back. And then I'm going to just come down here to the bottom here. It says add user to database. And I'm going to add this user to this database. You could see if you had any more users, but we just created this site. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the user to the database. And we're going to give all privileges. And we're going to save the changes here. Now we're just going to go back to our cPanel area. And we'll go back to our file manager. We're going to go back into our public HTML. And this is the wp-config.sample. We're going to change the name of this, but before we change the name, we're going to go ahead and edit it. And so we're going to click on it. We're going to go up here and we're going to say edit, and we're going to say yes. And when we get inside, you're going to see that there's a database username and a username and a password here. And so we named the database and the username the same. So we'll go ahead and go to those. And you might want to write username here. And keep track of that. And you'll also want to have your password in there. And we're going to need that password in just a minute. But let's go ahead and go back into this document, the wp-config. And this is the sample one, but we're going to go ahead and just change it here right now. Just highlight the database name here and click, and we're going to go here. We're going to highlight the username here and put that there, and then the password we're going to put in here. And I'm just going to, I'm going to enter my password, and I'm going to click Save Changes here. Once we've clicked on Save Changes, we're going to go ahead and close this down and go back into this area here. Maybe we can go ahead and refresh this page, just reload it, and we're going to go back to that wp-config sample document, and we're going to change the name. So we're going to rename it. Just click Rename here, and we're going to get rid of the sample and the dash, so it's just wp-config.php. We're going to rename that file, and we are ready for the next step. So now we're going to go into the next window, and you can see right here, I've got the kittyann.com website that was not there. Now I'm going to do this, just refresh the screen, and now we're going to say whatever your language is. I'm going to go English, continue, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name it Kitty Ann, and I'm going to give myself a username. And I'm just going to say that's admin for now. I'm going to go ahead and use this password, which I'm going to change. And you might want to copy that down somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that down. And I'll put WordPress password. And I'll also, just so that I know my username is admin, I'm going to leave that there like that. And now that I've written it down, I'm going to go ahead and put my email in, and I'm going to leave this unchecked, and I'm going to say install WordPress. Okay, and now that I've installed WordPress, I'm going to go ahead and go log in, and we're going to use the username and the password that we just used and log in. Okay, so now we've got our basic WordPress site. You can see this is what it looks like right now. But we don't want to have this here. We want to have something that is unique to us. So let's just go ahead and go to the dashboard. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the pages. And we're going to just get rid of these pages. And we're going to go ahead and say bulk actions and move to trash and apply. Got rid of those pages. And now we're going to go to posts. And we're going to take this post and we're going to say trash. And then we're going to go to add a new page. There's something I like to do, and I'm going to add a plugin before I add this new page. Let's go ahead and go back. We're going to go into our plugins here, and I am going to get rid of This plugin might be handy, so we'll keep that. But let's just delete this one for now. We're going to add a new plugin, and we're going to search, and it's going to be the Classic Editor. I like this Classic Editor. And we're going to activate it, and that's going to allow us to edit pages differently, and I'll show you. So we're going to go ahead and add a new page. Now we're using the Classic Editor. I'm going to call this Kitty Ann Personal Care Products, and we're going to say Save Draft, and then you can see you can edit visually or in text. This is for like coding or HTML, and this is basically without having to know coding. So I'm going to put in the top of the page, Kitty Ann is here to provide you with the very best personal care products. Give us a call today, and I'll put a phone number in here. We create all of our products from organic ingredients. We're going to go ahead and just say publish this, and there's a lot of different things we can do here, but we want settings here. And first we're going to go to General, and we are going to change this tagline to the best personal care products. There we go. And we'll go ahead and save that. And also in our settings here, we want to go for reading, and you can have your latest posts, or you can have a static page. And in this case, we're going to check the home page, the page that we just created. We're going to save that, and you can learn more about this later, why we're going to do this, but we're not going to have the day and time. We're going to have a custom structure or post name, and we're going to just save changes. And now we're going to go to our site, say visit site. Now you can see it's Kitty Ann, and if this were a post page, it would say the best personal care products or something like whatever we wrote in there. So you can see we've got the basic website up. Let's even take it a step further. I'm just going to go to Pixabay, and there's all these free images on here, but let's search spa. And okay, let's pick out something here that looks good. Let's just scroll down here. First, open this image, and we're just going to say free download. And downloaded that image. Go back to our website, and we'll go to the dashboard again. And we're going to go into themes here, so appearance themes. And you can see that they already have some themes in here for you. We're just going to add a new one, and you can search themes right here, but you could search spa, for example. Just kind of pick one that you think might be something that would go good for your site. And obviously there's lots of choices, but for now, I'm just going to pick whatever. Let's just pick this one for now. And we're going to go ahead and install it. And we're going to activate it. We're going to go ahead and view the site again. And so this is what it looks like before we do anything to it. But we're going to customize it a little bit here. Let's see what we've got here. Header image. Okay, we'll go to header image. I'm just going to add a new image, and we're going to drag that file that we just downloaded here. There's this image that we had. It tells us that the ideal image size is going to be 1920 by 714 pixels. So we could adjust this at a later time, but right now I'm going to select and I'm going to crop it. And yeah, it's a very thin type of header for this particular website, but that doesn't matter. We can always change this later. Let's just go ahead and crop it right now. And then we're going to say publish. And we're just going to close this. And there it is, Kitty Ann. Got our website up. You got a website up, you can obviously do a lot more with it. And This is just the basics for getting it up and going. So I hope this video helped you a lot, and if it did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you would rather skip all the hassle of doing this stuff yourself and you want to get a website online really quickly, I can do this for you. Visit me at dhs.io. I'll put the exact link in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.
I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate to call me back.